a knife, a skewer, a tomahawk, sexy, sexy kill feed. I like to humiliate people in gun game. I like to get gameplays like this. And I like to go on streaks like this. What's up, guys? ONLYUSemeBLADE. And yes, that is what I do. I knife people in Call of Duty and I upload it to YouTube. A lot of times when people ask me, what do you do? And I tell them that, they think I'm lying. But no, dreams do come true. And I've worked regular jobs before. And I still consider this a job. If you don't consider it a job, it's something that occupies my time that I get compensated for. So it's a job. So sorry to disrupt your definition of a job, but anything that you work at and put time into and provide a service, it's a job. Now, I've worked regular jobs before, and I think I'm going to kind of start, this is the start of a series, bam, right here. I am going to kind of tell you about, like, a lot of people have asked me, how do you become a bouncer? How does that work? And the main thing is like, as far as becoming a bouncer, if you are a young dude, 20 or whatever, and you're like, you know what, I want to become a bouncer, the ways that you first up, you have to realize that bouncers don't work like it's not a full-time job. Typically, it's a second job or a second source of income. And also, you have to realize that it's about who you know. So if you network, like if you naturally network with people, and if you're already kind of in the nightclub bar scene, a lot of times you can just kind of work that angle there. What happened with me is when I got my job as a bouncer, the way it worked is I hadn't really gone to this bar, but like the one time that I did go in there, I knew someone there that worked there. We ended up talking, and so it's the people that you know that you have to climb on the ladder of success, kind of like I'm climbing right now, and left hand on the ladder, right hand on the tomahawk in your face. Sit down. So it's one part who you know, and it's a second part about timing. So they just happen to need a bouncer, and I thought it was so I came in there and I interviewed for the job, and I interviewed with the actual owner. And the thing is like usually at a bar the owner isn't there hardly ever, and the manager is more who you're working with. And that's when I met my buddy Travis, who became one of I consider him one of my best friends. If they still on MySpace, he'd be in my top 8. Travis is my boy. Anyway, so I met with him, and Travis was more like, okay, you're not an idiot. You're a big dude. Let me just tell you what you have to do. Bam, you'll be working, right? And I was like, and the thing is that Tony was like, hey, so have you ever checked IDs before? I'm like, no. So he told me the 4 things to check on a Washington State ID. Your license number and your birth year should add up to 100. The little date on the side should be a normal time during the day when they would have issued it. Check the expiration date, and then check that your date of birth is that you're 21 and over. So he told me all these things, and then he hit me with the test later on, and he was like, okay, so what do you need to check for? And I told him all the things, and when I said that your birth date and your license number need to add up to 100, he said, wrong. And I'm like, what are you talking about, wrong? He's like, no, you take those 2 numbers and you add them, and then you subtract 100 from them, and when you do that, you should have 0. And Travis was there. He's just like, dude, I think you added another step there. Like he got it right. Don't worry about it. But doing that, the first night that I worked there, they offered me a drink. I took a drink. I actually went up and got more drinks. At the end of the night, I asked for my payout, and they said, you owe us $17. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, first drink's free. After that, it's not. So I was like, no! So that was my first night working there. I just showed you the streak because I figured that was all that was really mattered about this. This was a 25-5 gameplay with a 20 kill streak in Black Ops Uno. Peace and butt grease. Mouse click.